testing Anchor. This is Hasbro's Anchor, so I'm only using Hasbro Layers with it. The disc and frame combination I'll use with it is 0 turn. The exception will be here, because you can't use the disc. In this case, I'll be using angle on it. Group layers that I have into 5 different categories. Layers I expect or know do well, or expect to do well, or know will do well. Layers that I expect to do decently, layers I would expect to do decently if they didn't burst in previous testing. Layers I expect to be okay, but definitely not. And layers I expect to do horribly. So, the things in common between all the layers I expect to do well, or did do well when I was testing previously, they're all more defensive layers. Layers that did poorly, or light and or unbalanced. Right, now to testing. Let's start off with layers that wouldn't do well. Also, we're testing this against Josie Achilles 00 lift bullet, because that's, or just to be consistent. Josie Achilles will always be launched first. There it is. Yeah, not too surprisingly, burst. Bullet came off. Okay, so I'll actually move that to, I'd expect it to do well if it didn't burst. I think it actually knocked in one of the burst stoppers even. Dang. So this is, this little guy, or this thing was actually pretty powerful. Which I already knew, but right. Do 2 or 3 rounds with each. I will not change modes in anything, so. Keep consistent. Alright. I'll try to keep getting the burst stoppers out consistently. And if there's just no contact like that, then we'll redo it. Let's do it twice like that. Alright. If you know, give it another shot. So it was due. Alright, so that would have done well. I'm also going to record this in multiple parts because my camera sucks. Because my camera's kind of doo-doo. So, did decently well. aside from that one burst. But even that, it actually did decently well as early of a layer as this was. So, I'll say it's potentially viable, but not recommended. Alright. Alright, next we'll go V2. Just go down the line. I'm starting with layers I expect to do poorly, for one reason or another. Whether it's because they're unbalanced or because they're just too light. Well, there we go. And this combo won't change, with the one besides the layer and one exception given before. With L3 or Nightmare Luno. I'll have to put some padding on these pockets, so I make it quieter. So, did okay. Got that one hit KO before, or on that first round, so. Again. But, due to how easily it's knocked around, didn't work out too well. So, possible option, but alright, next layer. And keep it up with attack type layers and go with Excaliburs. Or with X2. And I don't have the original Excaliburs right now, so well, I don't have one, so yeah. Just testing all the Hasbro layers that I have. we got bullet out. That's what I mean. That's kind of neat. Ooh, it almost bursted. Ooh. Medium launch. So better than expected. Oh, you even knocked in one of the burst stoppers. Dang. And then move on to defense layers, starting here. This is one of the layers that I didn't test before. Right. Got that as a KO. Did knock it into the pocket. This is one of the heaviest combos I can make, too. And we got bullet out, so it'd be pretty neat. Try it again. Just lack of contact. Rotate my chair a bit. It's not blocking all the light. So now I'm going to be doing the medium launch bullet, or not bullet, the anchor combo, kind of here, and over in this direction. So it goes like that a little bit. That's what I had a good experience with before. And right as I do that, it gets yeeted. One click though. Alright, so that was Alright, so that's really close to bursting. I heard that burst stopper go in. Weird. So it did actually pretty well. Thanks for going to W2. like breaking my stadium too, a little bit. This one pocket's getting all kinds of beat up. There's a crack starting here. Oh, there's a big crack here. Crack there and there. Hole here almost. It's all in the one. And no contact. Go to 3 points instead. 2 missed launches, 1 point. First 1 point. Alright. Didn't do too well. And we're going with this, which is the only version of this layer that I have. Also my last dual layer. Kind of tight on this combo. It's kind of tight. So it's got that going for it. That was chaos. I'm gonna go best of 3. So. It did alright, actually. It did kinda okay. Now on to the next layers, which should be Beyblade Burst Evolution. So we've got these. Yes, I'm using both. I'm going to test both versions separately. Yeah. Actually, we're just gonna go through the categories. So, I'll start with anime colors and go from there. A little loose. Just putting it feels a bit loose putting it together. Right. No clicks, and burst stoppers were not knocked in. Clean off a little bit. Surprised I had to clean off anchor. Also, I'm barely moving my hands. clicked for picking it up. This one appears to have chipped. No, it doesn't look like anything chipped. I don't know what I saw go flying. Click. Twice. Oh, neither burst stopper was in, or was out at the end of that battle. And it almost burst. 2 clicks. So, did alright. Now moving on to the Scalius set recolor. I don't use that sword launcher because it's already done. It was done after like 2 weeks of actually using it. Had for more than a year now. Most colors are anyway. Alright. That hit other layers that I had just sitting around. One click on Achilles. Alright. Ah. Yeah. That's already 2 points. No, wait, no. It ended already. So, did okay. Not great, though. And then the last layer I expect to do quite poorly. Should probably do the worst of all of them. Excalius X4. All the weight is right there. So. However, other than it feels like it has some of the strongest slopes. So it might prove me wrong. It's also a different shape, so. Alright. 2 rounds in just the normal mode, and then 2 rounds in breaker, or best of 2 points in regular mode, 2 points in breaker mode. As it just freaking as Achilles just does bullet cannon in midair. Oh. Alright. I didn't realize bounce that high. And the sword did not get. Alright, so now breaker mode. I expect to do work. So I don't know what happened there. The camera just suddenly changed modes from video, so I don't know what we missed. In any case, X4 breaker mode. Definitely didn't get the burst stoppers out. I got one of them out. So that was 2 points already. Okay, did okay. Didn't do well though. So I'd say that still did poorly. So next combo, or next layers, the ones I expect to do are okay. Not like great, but not terribly. Let's start with the newest and the latest. I don't know when the camera stopped recording. Did decently well. Didn't burst. Surprisingly didn't burst, but it almost burst both times. Didn't end up losing either. All 3 of these we already tested, they did okay. Except they all bursted. Using this camera's freaking being a stinky. And stopping the recording out of nowhere. Cyclops hates launchers. Got a point previously, also. So now it's 1-1. I'll go to 2 points. It almost burst. I think. It was falling off the launch. Alright, so that's 1-3. Cyclops is potentially viable. We're just going right ahead. We're just ignoring the categories now, we're just doing the groupings. Where this camera is? No, you're not recording anymore. Probably will. I got one hit. Put itself in the pocket and then put itself in the pocket. Alright. Meh. You could get away with using it. We'll go 2 points in right, 2 points in left. Starting with right spin. That was a bad launch. Now we'll switch to left spin, but we gotta move on. My camera is a big stinky. And we'll stop recording out of nowhere, or even switch modes in the middle of recording for no reason. Alright, left spin. That was a terrible launch. That was like not counting. Still 0-0. Well, I took out the camera too. Alright, where'd anchor go? So let's pick out the camera. Oh, it's right there. So right spin if you're going to use this, which was already known. So you're going to use this right spin only. But possible. Just gotta put frame back on because apparently that yeah. Of course it got knocked off. Let's keep up with this. Gonna stick with upper mode. Just save time. You know what? Upper mode and then smash mode. Medium. So anchor typically likes medium launches. From what I've seen. If you have lighter layers. Heavier layers, I think you can get away with stronger or harder launches. Or it just does that. And switching modes. Smash mode. Ooh. This anchor, as far as I can tell, is maybe viable and limited. It's possible. Possible. English, please. That was already a KO. Self-KO'd. After one hit, so it still counts. That isn't a good angle. It's not too aggressive of an angle, or it's just gonna fly out of the stadium at light speed. Viable. Now we're moving on to this. Actually, we'll save that because I know that breaks my stadium a bit. And these will start with the starter colors. Oh, my camera is not going to stinky. I do only have the black and blue one, and then the blue and silver. Those are the only ones I have, so. Put that in vinyl. Now on to the Real Rush set colors. So anime, blue, and silver. That was bad launch. But because my camera's stinging, I'm not going to try to get a better one right now. Again, viable. Now we'll move on to this. And the special gum. Alright. Go. Alright. Now this is the combo that is probably the most temperamental. Just because the layer doesn't like to be on launchers. Besides that, it's actually not a bad combo, if you can control anchor. Really hard. I'm gonna call that a KO on Nightmare. So Achilles got the point. I'm gonna say that's what happened, since it went over and hit the wall. But actually no, consistency. Or actually, it looked like it when it bounced off the pocket, so. Ooh. I'm gonna give that one to Nightmare. I'm gonna give it to this, because I already gave that to another. Alright, now on to layers that I'm expecting to do well. Let's start with let's go with Garuda. The banana. Oh, that is so loose. And then my dog's opening the door. Because I didn't actually close it all the way. That was a terrible launch, but there we go. The rift door didn't even come out all the way. Okay, so oddly enough, this looks promising. So now it's 1-1. Sorry, Jess. I hope I won't go under the stadium, but it didn't. Alright, that was just a bad launch. That was just a really bad launch. There was no contact. So yeah, I'm doing that. So if there's no contact, bad launch, why is Garuda so good with this content? Or why is this actually, like, what? Oh wait, it's Garuda, of course. Alright, now we're gonna try both my Phoenix layers. I will start with the older one that has a shorter button, so the armor comes off more easily and even on the launch. That sounds good. Alright then. Okay then. So, old Revive Phoenix, not good. But new Revive Phoenix with a better button that actually locks the armor on. So the old Revive Phoenix is not even any good. But what about my new one? That actually is a thing. Using my newer Revive Phoenix, or that actually works like it's supposed to. English. first stoppers out. Pathetic. It did better yesterday. Or last night even. Huh. So, it can do okay. But, in a better state. So next we're gonna go, or Calcum actually, because I know that one actually did oddly good. Like, weirdly enough, it did well. Why you gotta do this? Or why you do this? It's not gonna burst. It didn't do great. So it's possible. So I'm gonna use Genius, which sounds like a super weird combo, and it is. But strangely enough, it worked out somewhat before. Why is everything changing now? So it didn't do that bad before. Against this exact combo. Oh, it got 2 clicks, I think. Alright, last right spin. I'm gonna put it in the balanced mode first, and then do the unbalanced mode. Really? No, that's no contact. But say it didn't get KO'd. Let's say it bounced off the wall and didn't get KO'd. Alright. So we're still counting that as a KO. Wait, what? How'd the frame come off? What the heck? Time for the unbalanced mode. That is so weird. I definitely wasn't making anything up. Like, Anchor was actually behaving somewhat. Or it actually was behaving when I was doing testing before. So why is it not behaving now? That was a, yeah, it went out of the stadium before it burst. You know, it fell into the pocket and burst from that. Right. So yeah, it went out before it burst. Well, okay then. So that did worse than I remember it doing. But now we're on to what I remember doing really well with. In the next section of video. Alright, so now we're on to the left spinning layers. There are these two left spinning layers which are more defensive, but did particularly well. Weirdly enough. And then we're not gonna flip the frame over. We'll go 2 rounds like this. And yeah, I did actually do a slight mod. I'm putting like a bit of like a plastic band in there to keep this from going out. So you can't just tip it and then turn the magenta ring on it. So start the 5-bladed attack mode, and then we'll go to the 10-bladed defense mode. Weirdly well. Almost, this almost burst. No contact and hold it. It's on top of it. And yeah, I'm using one lock. It's now 10-bladed mode. There we go. Remember to put it in the right side. Record in the right side. Yeah, like I said, it's so weird that it does so well with these combos. Or with the left spin defensive layers. Camera starts making a clicking noise and making me think it's not doing what it's supposed to. But we're gonna redo that round anyway. Still 10 blade defense mode. Yeah. This combo has 1 point in 10 bladed mode. I think it won against Josie Achilles 00 lift bullet, and it's 5 bladed. Anyway. Yeah. That's a win. It's best of 3 points. Burst counts as 2 points. It's a reminder of the rules. Now, I did grab a couple other layers. You know, these will be after Valkesh. I'm expecting Spryzen to do well, and Achilles to do quite horribly, frankly. Just because, I mean, Hasbro kind of did it dirty. Or kind of did my boy dirty. Anyway. Now we're on to Valkesh, which I remember doing quite well, so. Bullet went out of the stadium and hit my knuckle on my left hand, like twice. Alright, so that's a point for Valkesh. One click on both sides for Achilles. Both burst stoppers were active. Alright. Fight! I got like a flawless KO last time I did this. It's like one hit, I think it was, and it's just out. Or Achilles was knocked into a pocket. I remember this layer doing way better, but this is only just like some quick test. So, we'll still put that with performed well. Actually, because it's like a weird thing about this. Alright, next we're just gonna get Z Achilles out of the way. So Z Achilles 0 turn in defense mode for right spin on anchor. All Hasbro except for turn. Anyway, here we go. Redo it. Achilles wouldn't get on, or Z Achilles wouldn't get on the launcher. Got both first stoppers on it too. Oh. Oh. It's like, well, it didn't burst. So that's good. So it didn't burst. That's good. Maybe there's some hope for Z Achilles A4. At least the layer. Extend slingshot is actually pretty good though. No contact. Doing it first time, was that one good thing? Right, so it's a maybe. Z Achilles A4 is surprisingly a maybe, and not a definite no. Alright, now Surprise and Requiem S3. Starting in right spin. And we'll switch to left spin later. And then do best of 3 with that as well. Expecting it. So I'm expecting the left spin, or the opposite spin matchups to do the best. And to be the most promising. It's super weird that Anchor likes more defensive layers. Or attacks. No contact. Oh, bullet! So we got bullet to engage. Ooh! That was a strong hit. 2 clicks on both sides. And I am now specifying on both sides because I chose the Achilles can get like half clicks. Now Spryzen is in left spin. Senior Spryzen is in left spin now. Well, should do better now. I say is it just misses entirely. Alright. Try that again. Alright. I know before it's like, you had a bad line, so I'm not going to redo it, though. This is the point where I'm like, okay. We're actually just going to retry until getting good. So. This time around, we're actually going to well, I mean, that's better. So. So we're going to count that as 1-1 now. Woo! Almost burst. So this is a maybe. It's a maybe. So it's some, I guess, quick testing of zero turn anchor on various layers. So the defense type, or the more defensive left spin layers are what you want to use in opposite spin matchups anyway, or against right spin opponents, it would seem. Alright, less aggressive layers with decent, but they have to have good, at least okay burst resistance. It has to be balanced, or, well, it has to be reasonably well balanced for the overall combo, or it's just going to go wild. I'm amazed that Garuda did well, though. Yeah, that was some just quick tests. I mean, there are way more layers than this that I'm not going to use because I don't have them, or they're Karatomi layers, and I only have a Hasbro anchor. So, yeah, if anyone else has anchor and wants to do some testing, that would be appreciated by the community. Alright, see you guys next time.